Happy Wednesday. Sorry, I was MIA yesterday. I filmed on my way to work, but it required a little bit of like editing. Normally, I just prop my phone up, I film. I don't edit anything out anymore. I used to, unless I need to add things in. But then I just upload from there.
At the next light, turn right.
Oh my goodness. But yesterday I was gonna edit some things in, but when I got to work, my day was a little bit hectic. I actually ended up going to the doctor after work because if you guys remember, 3 weeks ago, I was having some left abdominal pain and I was a little bit concerned that it could have been like pancreatitis or like a kidney infection. Well, that started happening again a bit over the weekend. Actually, yesterday was the best that it had been, so I almost canceled my appointment. But I went anyway, and she, unfortunately for me, thinks that it might be a sand from a kidney stone. Now, I've had kidney stones many times in my life, unfortunately. Probably upwards of, I don't know, 12 times. So I know that pain very well. Kidney stones are excruciating. It lands me in the hospital every single time. So this is not like normal kidney stone pain. It is kidney pain, which is kind of what I thought it was in the beginning. But it's not stone pain yet, so that's why she thinks that it's probably like sand, like literally gravel, like just enough falling down, you know, my ureter, that it's pissing things off and like aggravating things enough to where it hurts, but not like an actual stone passing through. So they took a culture and they're sending it out to the lab to see if they can see like crystals and stuff in it. They did test it for infection. There wasn't any. There was some white blood cells, some leukocytes, but again, that is kind of normal for me. But so I guess we're just gonna wait and see. It definitely feels better. It felt better all day yesterday, but from her kind of like, pressing on it, she didn't really do that much. But I did tell her, obviously, where it hurt. I stood up and showed her, and she kind of just like touched a certain part of my back and then like let go. And it made me kind of like a tiny bit. I don't know if it's just because like, to be honest, I don't even know if it actually hurt or if it was just more like uncomfortable in the moment. But that was enough for her to be like, yeah, I think this is your kidney. She wasn't concerned about pancreatitis or anything to do with my pancreas. She said that's usually more so middle pain, vomiting, diarrhea, can't keep anything down, which I don't have symptoms of any of that. And she said, just from me, she was like, I literally picked your kidney up a tiny bit and dropped it back down and you winced. And she was like, so that tells me your kidney is really irritated and like pissed off. So that's why she's thinking the sand thing. So that's fun. I'm gonna be so mad if it is that. It did bother me really bad last night, but I think again that's just because she was like touching it and it was aggravated, and it's kind of bothering me right now a little bit. But I think it might be because of where my pants are sitting, so I might have to roll those down today. But it is bothering me a tiny bit, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that if it is something to do with a stone, that it's broken up enough to where I won't actually pass like a stone, and I'll just pass like remnants of a stone. Because this pain I can deal with. It's not fun. Like, I'd rather not have any pain. But if I had to pick this over an actual kidney stone, I would pick this every day of my life. So if it does come back, though, I've already decided that if it does come back as a, crystallized substance in my urine, I'm gonna have them refer me to a urologist so I can get CAT scans done. just to see how many stones I have up in there, because the last time I had a CAT scan done was probably over 10 years ago, and that urologist told me, yeah, you have some really, really high up in your kidney, and they'll probably never move. But now that, and then since then I've had 2 stones, but that was like, I don't know, at over 5 years ago. So I haven't had one in a long, long time. But, so if it does come back showing crystals or whatever, I'm gonna go see a urologist and have them do a scan and see if there are any in there, and then I'm gonna see if we can just blast them, because I'd rather know that there's 0 inside of me and there's no chance of any of them falling, passing, whatever, obviously, unless my body produces more. So yeah, rather would just see somebody and kind of get that all taken care of. But that's where I was yesterday. So yeah, again, sorry for not posting. I just kind of got crazy with work. I was in a little bit of pain and trying to focus on figuring out what this is, but now we have a pretty good idea. Like I said, I'm just happy that it's not my pancreas, because now I don't have to like worry about taking the medicine or if the medicine is doing anything to affect me negatively. So another thing, in other news, so I came on here the other day, I believe, unless that was in the video I filmed yesterday, but I don't think so. I think that was in my officially 70 pounds down video, how I talked about, oh, it's bothering me today, dang it, how I talked about my stall finally being broken. Well, I was at like 234 point something, and I was like, yes, finally my stall is broken. And then yesterday I was at like 238 something again, and today I was at 237 something again. I think I kind of figured out a little common theme here though. The 2 days that my stall broke and I like went down past 236 were days that I either A, didn't eat late at night, or B, had a very light dinner. And then these last few days I've been eating at like 10 p.m. and they've been heavier-ish dinners. So like last night we had spaghetti with sauce and mozzarella balls, and the night before that I had 2 turkey burgers and a sweet potato, which isn't bad. Like it was the protein pasta. Like they're not bad foods, or there's no such thing as bad food, but like it was a little bit heavier, and I ate at like 10:30 at night and then went straight to sleep. So I think that that's contributing to weighing in only 6 hours later. So it's just hard because my husband never knows when he's getting home from work. He doesn't usually get home when he's not on call until after like 8, at least in the summertime. So it's difficult to want to cook and like have dinner without him and everything, but I might do an experiment and just see what happens if I eat, you know, on the earlier side, allow myself time to digest and all of that before immediately going to bed, because like really it's so late by the time we eat most of the time that it's like sorry, that it's like we eat while we're watching our show, and as soon as we're done eating, sometimes before the show's even done, we turn it off and go upstairs and get in bed, sit on our phones for a little bit, and then go to sleep, because it's already so late by that point. So I think that that might be contributing to it, because like I said, when I didn't eat those few nights, or I only ate something small, it seemed to drop like the bloat. So I'm gonna give that a try of eating earlier in the evening and seeing if maybe that helps anything. Me and my sister were talking the other day about things that help with like bloating, and she was saying, you know, fiber is supposed to help with bloating, but sometimes it can actually make you a little more bloated. So I'm curious to, I don't think I eat enough fiber, so I might look into like a fiber gummy. I'm sure that my multivitamin has a little bit in it, but it probably doesn't have as much in it as it needs, or as I need. And we were talking about how unfortunately getting, you know, nutritionist things from food these days, certain nutrients, it's harder to do because everything is like just less organic, the way that it's processed or the way that it's grown or what it's sprayed with. So you kind of do have to rely on some supplements for certain things. Also, just wanted to give a PSA to anyone who is in areas with the listeria, I believe that's how you pronounce it, like breakouts. I know right now, Boar's Head deli meat, they're telling people to just throw away because something happened. There was the listeria breakout at one of the plants, and they don't know like what meat it came from, which is so scary. I don't really eat deli meat like at all. I mean, I guess cheese, but I believe the specific brand is Boar's Head. So if anybody has that, look up in your area to see if there's that recall and make sure you're being careful out there. But yeah, just a little update. I am in a little bit of pain today, so I'm probably going to cut this short. And I did hear back from my hematologist, the nurse, but we don't really know anything yet. All she said was, I don't need the bone marrow biopsy done, thank God. And I'll put this in like its own full separate video so everybody sees it in case you haven't made it this far into the video. But as of right now, I don't need the bone marrow biopsy. And when she spoke to the doctor for a little bit of an update, she didn't seem overly concerned on needing to do anything like immediately. And she wanted to talk to me more in person, face to face, on my appointment on the 26th of August. So the nurse said that that's a good sign. So keeping my fingers crossed that whatever it is that she found or is finding or wants to find is just not related to, you know, the blood cancer stuff. As far as I have seen in all of the test results that have come back on my chart, it doesn't look like anything was detected. But again, I'm not a doctor. But from what the nurse also said, she said that it looks like no malignancies were found. So that is great news. I'm taking that as a win. But like I said, she did say the doctor wants to talk to me more in depth in person, but it's nothing like emergency worthy where I need to get in right now. So 2 thumbs up for me. But I hope everybody has a great Wednesday. I'm actually shocked that it's already Wednesday. And then I get to go home next weekend to see my sisters for my sister's bridal shower and the baby and my family. So that will be really nice. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, hope everybody has a great Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll keep you updated on my my wacky kidney.